And now for your weekly dose of metal. Here are your hosts, Morgan Danielle and Luco Blaze on The Metal Experience.
Woo! All right, we just heard Beneath the Hollow. That was Spellbound, and that was a brand new track that was released this past weekend. And then we heard a Fool's Brew track that was Unbound. They have a new music video that also dropped this weekend, Morgan tells me. Have you watched it yet?
It's awesome.
I haven't watched it yet.
Well, that's your
Thanks
fault.
for letting me know, brah.
It was posted on our Facebook page.
Fucking bogus, brah.
You're oblivious.
Well, anyway, I am Luco Blaze with Morgan Danielle, and we are rocking out here the back of Fitz's Spare Keys, Fitz's Spare Lanes, Fitz's Spareness. We are rocking out tonight with Becoming the Lion. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourself, what you do in the band?
My name's Ross. I play guitar, bass, vocals, mixing, stuff like that.
What did I miss? Why were you two just shocked?
He does all those at the same time. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, we can get to that later.
I'm Dan. I play guitar. I do some backing vocals.
Is that what you're calling it these days?
Yeah. And
Guitar? Is that what you call guitar these days?
An axe, a shred box, what have you.
the little tissue box with the rubber bands on it. And I'm Dennis. I play with sticks and hit things in the back.
Is that Dennis in the back playing with sticks hitting things again?
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for coming on a school night. Let's get to know you guys. I want to start all the way back from the beginning. How did you guys meet? How did you form the band? Give me all the dirty details.
Sure. So this band was, I guess, forged 8 years ago, just about the time when everybody was going off to school. It's kind of started as a solo project for me, a way to write, record music, play around with home studio stuff, figure out all that stuff. Over the course of a few years, kind of put together some different performances, different lineups, just kind of figuring it out. And I don't know, must have been 5 years ago that this lineup kind of came to be for the first time. We played some shows.
Has it always been a three-piece?
No, it's threes and fours,
Okay.
depending on if we have a bass player or not.
I thought that's what you did at the same time.
Yeah, so 5 years ago was kind of where this lineup came. I met Dennis through a Craigslist ad, which turned out to be a good thing, but not what I imagined.
It wasn't even for drumming.
Nice.
So we started playing, drums and guitar in my mom's living room at the time, and then I went to school with Dan, and we kind of met, I guess, through our guitar teacher at
Yeah.
the time.
Shout out to Greg's guitar lessons. So we both took lessons with him when we were younger. We went to like same high school and everything, though. We never really hung out or knew each other that well. But then through Greg, he was like, "Oh, you play guitar. You should do that at the same time in the same place." So
And you're like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how that started, and then another time Dan went off to school again, so this kind of got put on hold for a little bit, and then recently, with Dan back in town, I've been kind of getting the itch to pick up vocals and try to play with that. So now this is the third or fourth iteration of this band, and hopefully a final lineup, maybe one additional, but
Yeah, maybe a +1, but we'll see.
we'll see.
It seems to be working out fairly well.
Now, is Dan going back to school again?
no,
Is that your final answer?
no, done with that. Done with that for sure. We're thinking of getting a tambourine shaker, maybe.
Yep, that might work.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, anybody can really play the tambourine.
I don't
You'd
know.
be
It's
You,
surprised.
you brought somebody tonight that might be able to play a tambourine.
It's only if she shows up for practice.
A tambourinist.
So why the name Becoming the Lion? Why not like becoming the tiger, becoming the bear, becoming the eagle?
Good one, Morgan.
I thought it was funny.
The name actually was originally "Lambs Become Lions." It was a quote that I took after seeing the movie Robin Hood with
Costner.
no
Oh, damn it.
The Disney one with the cute little animals?
not cute little animals.
Oh.
Say
Russell
Kevin-
Crowe.
Oh, that's not
Russell
Kevin
Crowe.
Costner.
Yeah. So there was that quote, and I was like, I like that. So that was the name for a while, and then I realized that was already the name of a established Canadian rock band, and some other bands with similar names. So kind of changed it to Becoming the Lion at that point to kind of keep the same feel, because I already had a logo done that was a lion. So I figured I should probably go with that.
Well, I've already got the lion, so fuck.
Too far in at this
Yeah.
point to go back.
So did Russell Crowe say that in the movie?
Yeah, I think it was something like rise until lambs become lions or something like that.
Now, did Kevin Costner also say that in the one from the early 90s?
Possibly, but
Kevin Costner, brah.
No.
Get with it. Come on.
I know who Kevin Costner is.
Ross, if you're going to name the band, you should at least remember what the quote is that you based it off of.
well, that's not the band's name anymore.
That's where it came from, though.
Well, that's an interesting. Oh man, the Russell Crowe Robin. I forgot that was even a thing.
Yeah, how could you forget anything Russell Crowe?
We just saw the recent one with that other kid. That
I
is
was
weird.
really disappointed with that one though.
with what's that dude's name?
The guy from the Kingsman.
Yeah, and
I
then
didn't
had
like it.
that other the comedian
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx. That's the new one. Have you seen that one?
No.
I didn't
Yeah.
even know that was a thing.
Don't waste
Not
your
worth
time.
it.
I won't.
Actually, don't waste your time in seeing it first. Just buy it on DVD.
No, don't.
And Father's Day's coming up. Just buy all your dads that movie on, and they're like, "What?" And just be like, "Yeah, brah. Here you go."
So how would you describe Becoming the Lion's music?
And has it changed over the years?
It has, and it will continue to change. I guess the titles I'm using now is progressive rock, alternative metal, post rock, post metal, kind of in that genre of things. I mean, the early influences was Cloud Kicker and God is an Astronaut.
There's a band called God is an Astronaut.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's
That's awesome.
probably one of the best post rock bands I've ever heard.
Yeah, they're pretty dope.
Morgan,
Solid.
Write that down.
They're from Ireland, I think. 3-piece, but just amazing. And so it kind of came from the post-rocky atmosphere stuff, and Cloud Kicker, which is just brutal most of the time, and then also plays acoustic guitar and is just as good. So, it's kind of where that started out. So kind of in that realm of things, and then shifting from there, trying to find our own place in that realm.
Your own sound.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, and I think now with it being more of a band rather than just like what Ross wrote in the past, it's nice that there's we'll be having a little bit more like equal writing.
Yeah. It'll be very much. Before I had programmed all the drums, and now Dennis will write the drums. So
So then, how's the writing process work now? Do you write stuff and then write a program and then send it over to Dennis, and then he kind of puts his own spin on it, or how's the writing process work now as a 3-piece?
I think it'll more so be jamming.
Yeah.
In a sense, just like come up with a riff. Oh, here's some drums to lay over it, and we'll see what we can piece that with. But I don't know if you want to touch more base on this, but like right now, it's more so just like redoing some old material.
Yeah, I had 4 EPs worth of some instrumental demo stuff before messing around with vocals. And the one we just released in last December was the first 8-year anniversary of the start of this project. We're trying to go through each of the 4 and kind of bring out some new material with that. So the drums will be redone. The bass guitars will be fairly similar, but the overlay guitar will be a little different with whatever Dan feels like playing and coming up with. So it'll be less of just what it was and expanding onto what this band is now, but kind of.
And there will be vocals now.
Yeah, and then there will be vocals.
Yeah.
So then you said you released 4 EPs so far.
Yes.
To date, and all of them, they're all instrumentals. Then
Yeah, there are 4 instrumental EPs, and then the one in the first re-release of that whole of the 4 was in December, and that's the first one that has vocals on it.
okay, cool. And we're playing that tonight, correct?
We'll be playing that one.
Hey.
too.
So now, what made you decide? Like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna do some vocals.
That mentality right there.
Nailed it.
Yeah,
Bingo.
and that was after just like looking for other vocalists that we could throw in, and just couldn't find what we were looking for.
Yeah, just playing with sending out some ads, finding some people to jam with, trying to come up with something. Didn't seem to feel exactly what we were hoping for, and it's kind of fell to Dan and I to just start doing it.
So then, how long were you actively looking for a vocalist before you decide to then just do it yourself?
It must have been 8 months. I was working with a buddy of mine for a while. That didn't seem to pan out the way that we wanted to, and then I found another guy on Facebook, more on the heavier side, and that didn't seem to work either. But we kind of filtered out a few ideas, a few of the songs before figuring that it wasn't going to work out the way we wanted to. But yeah, it was probably about an 8-month process.
Sorry.
I was gonna say, was there ever a thought to do something like how some bands have done it before, where some of your tracks are instrumental and some of them just have guest vocals on some tracks?
I've definitely thought about that. I
Yeah.
think that would be cool at some point.
Yeah, at some point in the future for sure.
That could be interesting on like a special release or like
Yeah.
So then, when you're writing instrumental tracks and now you're going to be laying vocals over them, don't you kind of have to change up the songs because you're writing for vocals as opposed to writing just to write the music, I guess, essentially?
I don't think it's going to have to change that much. I mean, not that we're to that point, but, there's plenty of bands like Tool and all those other that write full instrumentals and then just give it to the singer and figure out what happens there.
Yeah.
I think that the way that I've written in the past, at least the bass tracks of the songs lend itself to vocals. I just didn't have the ability at that point to do the vocals and didn't have the
The fuck it attitude.
Yeah, at that point, yeah. So I kind of wrote for an idea for having vocals at some point, but didn't really ever plan on doing it until recently.
Yeah. Now, with what you record, you only have one track then you've laid down vocals on, or do you have multiple tracks here?
No, we have a whole
yeah, it's the
album.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's all 5 songs, and then one's just an instrumental intro to one of them. But
Gotcha.
yeah, it's a full EP with vocals.
Okay, sweet.
Well, let's hear the first. I mean, we can play the intro too into it. Let's play the first couple tracks off of Ghosts of a Fallen Soldier, which was released in December. So is the intro Rally at the Battle to Ready Aim Fire?
Rally and Ready Aim Fire are both full songs.
Okay. So what would be the intro into the song?
The intro is song 4 into song 5. So it's kind of a
In
Yeah.
the middle.
in the middle intro. It was kind of a break between the mood of the EP.
So then, should we start at the beginning then?
We should start at the beginning.
Let's start at the beginning, and then we'll get into the intro part later.
Yeah.
The intro in the middle.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, if it's okay, let's play a twofer. Let's play Rally at the Battlefront and Ready Aim Fire.
Hell yeah.
It's cold and dead here in these hollows, flooded with red and filled with sorrow.
Hey! You! Listening to this podcast right now! Do you want to hear a fucking podcast about anything and everything? Like movies, music, television, and more? Oh my god. Well, you've come to the right place. Subscribe to Journey into Comics Network, and you get Podcastrophe, hosted by me, Dick. Why not throw a couple bucks to the Patreon? It's your choice. Yeah. This is a Podcastrophe.
That sounds so awesome.
Hey, I'm Braulio.
And this is Gus.
And we're
Savagery,
and you're listening to
the Metal Experience.
All right, we are back with the Metal Experience. I am Morgan Danielle with Luco Blaze, and that was 2 tracks off of Ghost of a Fallen Soldier. Rally at the Battlefront was track 1, and track 2, Ready, Aim, Fire, and that was from Becoming the Lion. You said that was released back in this past December, correct?
Yep.
Where is that available for anybody that's interested in picking up a copy?
It's on Bandcamp, bandcamp.com/becomingthelion. That's also on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, all those places too.
You have physical copies?
Do not have physical copies.
Not yet.
Okay.
It's
No.
the digital world. You gotta get on it.
I think we were bouncing around the idea of doing a physical copy. We were just gonna kind of see like what the draw would be for, because we did a physical copy for one of the instrumental releases in the past, and we still have a ton of those. So it's just a matter of like seeing whether or not we'll need them, but it'll probably happen in the future.
Now, with your writing
Fucking hate how
process,
this is happening every time I want to talk now.
now writing lyrics for all this stuff.
Yep.
Where do you kind of?
Most of the lyrics for this one, I can't speak to all of them, but for this first one, it's kind of personal stuff, but it's all, rooted in like depression, anxiety, that kind of stuff. romanticized in like a war setting. So it's where the Fallen Soldier is kind of a wartime type of a setting, and then just experiment or playing around with the elements of like depression, anxiety, that kind of stuff within being in war and coming back from war and things like that.
Any particular war that piqued your interest to inspire, or just the thought of
Just-
war scenario?
Yeah, just kind of the thought of it. I've always thought of it as like the movie Starship Troopers.
That was all right.
That's kind of that's kind of what I had in mind for it.
Stuffing things up alien bugs' butts. You know what I'm talking
I don't
about.
think I saw that movie.
You know what I'm talking about. Right at the end.
You're gonna have to show me this. I don't think I've seen it.
With pleasure.
We can
I'm gonna have to see
skip
that
the
too.
poking up alien bug part.
It's right at the end.
I think they just have clips of that part.
Yeah. They like capture these bug things and they're like jamming shit up its ass. Like, yeah, look what we do with these alien bugs. We jam shit up their butts.
What?
You never done that?
No.
You know, to each their own. You were saying Morgan though? Or?
You're bizarre. What was the first track that you guys played then all together?
First track all together.
Like from the beginning?
Well, when you
or-
guys all like the guys that are here today, what was the first song that you guys all came together and learned together?
That was between 2 and 5, right?
I think song 5.
Yeah.
I want to say.
Yeah, it was probably song 5. And the third instrumental release, Defiance was the title of it. That was the first one that I had these guys play because I wanted to make the first impression one of the heavier ones. So I started with
get
that
us
first.
sucked in and then just do light shit for the rest of the.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a little bit more on the heavier side of things, but I mean, we appreciate stuff like this, instrumental, post rock kind of stuff too. But
Well, you gotta, you can always play a little bit heavier stuff. You can play a little softer stuff. It's a variety, so it's keeps you on your toes.
So
yeah.
then what are some of your influences? What got you into this genre of music?
For me, like I said, was Cloud Kicker. Got as an astronaut. I also was listening to Ocean Size a lot, where they play post rock stuff and then heavy stuff and then just kind of alternative stuff. Deftones, Thrice, bands like that.
yeah, I guess for stuff like this, a lot of the post rock stuff, like Russian Circles, is huge. Those guys are really sick. I guess Ocean Sides as well. Me and Ross listen to a lot of the same things through our guitar teacher, actually. So,
But you said you were into
Right,
heavier
right.
stuff. What kind of stuff would you prefer?
well, I like. I've been getting into like the Ocean's new album, or like Between the Bear and Me. I love them. Hopes Fall. I've been getting. They just got back together, so that's really exciting. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of progressive metal. Just
Sweeps galore.
Yeah, sweeps galore. That was impressive too. Like when we were all first jamming, and then the first time that like all three of us jammed, where he showed up at Ross's house, and I just see him just like wailing away. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, dude! Like I'm in a real band.
Just
Dennis, what about you?
Oh man, I think as of lately, it's just like the more mathy drumming that keeps me going, like Car Bomb and Meshuggah for sure. And then like on the lighter side, Intronaut, they have that sort of like, I guess like post-rock sludgy sort of deal with the math structure undertones. Their drummers really up there too. Although he doesn't drum for them anymore. Forgot about that. Yeah.
damn it, forgot about it.
Yeah. But no, definitely, I think right now, Car Bomb, Elliot Hoffman is probably just one of the sickest drummers out there right now.
Speaking of drummers, oh hey, there's a drummer. Hi Kyle. Kyle's he's a guy. He's a dude. He's hanging out. He just showed up. Anyway, Kyle, you just fucked me up. Morgan, take it away.
He just came for your CD and to bounce. Oh, this
See you
guy's
later,
too
bro.
funny. So, you guys have been a lineup for some years now. So, what about the shows that you guys have played? How have you paired with other people in the scene? Like, what kind of lineups do you usually play with?
At this point, I think it's taking what we can get. I think this past year we've been able to get some solid acts. We played with American Arson in March. I don't know if you guys have heard of them, but just a solid 2-piece rock and roll band. He does all live looping, but he's got like 4 or 5 guitar loops going, and he has his guitar go through a bass rig, and he's just yelling the whole time, and it's just fucking amazing.
It's an impressive setup to see live for sure.
For just 2 people.
Just
Yeah.
2, guitar, vocals, and then the drummer.
That's pretty impressive.
They're from Michigan.
Yep, Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah.
And we played with the Untold from Chicago area.
Heard of them?
Yeah, they're just
Punk band, right?
No.
progressive
No?
metal.
But it's kind of proggy.
Yeah.
Proggy, clean vocals, but they shred. These guys
Uh,
are sick.
Yeah, they're really, really good. Definitely recommend checking them out. We've actually, so we booked a show with them up in Milwaukee, and then I don't know. I think it was like
Month
actually
later.
before the show, we wound up getting booked with a second show with them
Yep.
out here in Chicago.
Yeah, and that was with Lokella and Hail Your Highness, which is also alternative rock bands, just solid stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of where this first EP kind of is settling out to be paired with, is kind of that alternative, alt metal kind of area. But,
Yeah, I
each EP
think-
is going to be a little different.
I think overall the heaviest band we probably played with was Thera.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah.
played with Thera?
Yeah,
Yeah.
At the Oasis.
That's
that was
awesome.
actually one of the earlier shows that we did before I guess you could say a hiatus.
Yeah, that was before vocals. That was when we were just doing the instrumental stuff.
And
And
they're
when-
like the steampunk band from Minnesota, right?
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
jeez.
stayed in his
yeah,
apartment
they
afterward.
stayed at my apartment afterwards.
How
That
cool was that?
Yeah, I felt kind of bad because we kind of had like a 2 apartment setup rented as one, but I turned the water heater off on one of them to save money, and they stayed in the other one, and I completely forgot that I did that.
Oh,
and
no.
they tried showering and didn't tell me, and they were like, "Man, yeah, we tried showering last night, but all your water was cold." I was like, "Oh fuck, man, why didn't you guys tell me? I would have you could have
Oops.
came up here and." But no, it was pretty funny. And then like some of them were just like playing with my cats and shit, and it was pretty cool. Just chill night.
So did they ever take a hot shower? Or just like,
Dennis didn't
The-
allow them.
I mean, no, the ones that were upstairs did. The ones that were staying downstairs didn't, unfortunately. I don't know.
Brutal.
fuck. You have 2 hot water heaters?
Well, yeah, we were renting out 2 apartments, just kind of because it was a basement apartment and then like a first floor apartment,
Yeah.
and I was getting. So I used to do maintenance for my landlord for free rent, and that's where I was getting the basement apartment through. And
Badass.
yeah, and we were using that as kind of like our practice room at the time. So the only use that we really had for the bathroom down there was to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oops.
Don't need to have the hot water on. Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. So that's how that happened.
Fuck, man, the water's fucking cold. You ever taken a cold shower with no
I
hot
can't
water?
stand it.
It's fucking
I have.
brutal.
When you
Baseball,
lost
cold
your
showers.
hot water
Baseball,
heater,
cold
remember?
showers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Terrible. You showered at my house for like 3 months.
I had to flood my basement. It fucking completely destroyed my hot water heater. So between the time of getting a new one, cold showers, brah.
Terrible.
They were fucking brutal.
Let's play another twofer off of Ghosts of Fallen Soldier. So I think this is the
I
one.
want to hear your
intro
fucking
track.
pretty voice again, Ross.
Jeez.
Oh, it's coming.
You're going to make me blush.
What's the next 2 tracks? We're just gonna keep going in order. I mean, that's how you guys set them up.
Yeah, the next 2 tracks, Y, is a short one. Then the one following, We Should Have Turned Back, is the instrumental intro to the following one.
Well,
So
then-
it'll be 3 tracks.
Oh,
We're gonna do a
okay.
threefer
Perfect.
then.
We're gonna our first threefer, I
Damn.
think. So the last one then is Too Late Now.
Yes.
Perfect. All right, here we go. We'll talk about it when we come back in. Here's more Becoming the Lion.
Searching through all this
Well, hi there. Hello. We know you're enjoying your current dose of metal with the people at the Metal Experience. What are their names, Ryan?
Hey, Morgan and Luco, how you doing?
Well, howdy. Should you get through with your dosage with them and find yourself still wanting metal, come see us at the Epitome of Stupidity podcast. You can find us on Podbean, Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, and other places, I'm sure.
Yeah, and it's cool. It's a cool show, I must say.
Until then, back to these guys. Bye-bye.
Hey, this is Danny from My Lean Shit, and we don't appreciate you assuming our gender.
You're listening to us on the Metal Experience. Don't fight them.
Woo! All right, that was a couple tree more Becoming the Lion tracks. That was Why into the intro in the middle of the disc. I love it. We should have turned back and then into Too Late Now. Perfect. It kind of flowed right into fuck, too late. We got an intro in the middle of the CD. Fucking ain't right, Peter, man.
Can't
Fucking
turn
ain't
back
right.
now.
So what's going on in the storyline in this EP?
Is it like a whole concept, or is it different every?
It's loosely a whole concept. I mean, at this point, Y is kind of questioning what's going on, kind of an inner struggle, and then We Should Have Turned Back is kind of a sense of, not believing in what you're doing and thinking that, if you keep going, it's going to be too late, and then it is too late to do anything about, the path that you're on right now. And you kind of got to ride it out.
Ride it out, bruh. Just gotta fucking ride it out. You know what I'm talking about, right, Morgan? She doesn't know what's going on. Whatever. You're good, Morgan. Take it away. You're doing great things over there.
Sometimes I really hate you.
You're doing great things over there.
So you recorded this all at your own house. What was the hardest part about recording on your own?
The hardest part about recording on my own is having to put down the instrument to go fiddle around with the keyboard and then picking the instrument back up and keeping the flow. I think vocals was the hardest part to do that with, just because I, am in the novice stage of vocals, of doing all those takes and getting them all right. So going back and forth was tedious,
But
say the least.
sounded fucking fantastic.
Well, thank you.
Made me cream. Morgan?
For the next albums, are you planning on doing that your own too, or are you going to go to a studio? Because you've got now Dennis going to be doing drums. Are you
Yeah.
going to do that on your own?
I think we're gonna give it a shot.
Yeah,
I think
it's all pretty experimental. Even this first album with doing vocals and everything, it was the first one was mostly experimental with vocals. The second one is gonna be experimental with doing drums, and then like having Dan's guitars and Dan's vocals, and then from there just kind of like the third and fourth, and then whatever else we write afterwards is pretty much just how we're gonna do it from there.
Good answer.
Did that answer your question, Morgan?
Yes, it did. Thanks, Luca.
Yeah, this band has always been kind of an experimental type band, not in the style, but just in trying something new each time and doing something just a little different to expand our horizons. So,
Now, you've upgraded the software over the years? No.
no,
same-
this is
same
the same.
recording.
This is actually the same recording DAW, a Digi 002 rack, same MacBook from 12 years ago. Probably the same
it ain't-
SM57 that I bought first.
Probably
ain't
even
bro.
the same desk.
No, the desk
No?
is different because that was a heavy desk and I wasn't going to move that into my
You
basement.
got, yeah.
So I bought an IKEA desk.
Desk, though, just too heavy.
The monitors are the same. Yeah, I really haven't upgraded anything. This is all kind of the same stuff, just learning how to use it a
use
little
it
better.
Perfect.
Using it better, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
You already have planned out 2 more EPs or albums coming out.
It's going to be 3 more.
3 more.
3 more.
3 more.
My bad.
Yeah. They're EPs, maybe running into that territory of albums. They weren't, 45 minutes. They're kind of in that 30 to 35 minute range. So whatever you would call that. But some of them have 7 songs, some have 9. But they are not
So
super long.
what's the time frame that you're looking at to get this all released by?
If I could do 1 album a year,
Yeah.
that would probably be pretty good.
If we can get it done sooner, we'll try to get it done sooner.
That would
It's
be
more
better.
of just like a let's hash it out and see how quick we can get it done, but not rushing it.
Yeah, I think the fact that the bass songs, the structure, the feel, the basic guitar parts of everything and the patterns are all there. So, we don't have to waste time in coming up with anything new for these first three as we're rehashing, trying new things. We just have to reimagine some parts, re-record them all.
Relearn how to play them.
Relearn how to play them. and then come up with vocal parts and vocal harmonies and things like that. So, the framework is there. We're probably 30% of the way there, and just kind of getting over the last little bit there. So shouldn't be as bad as coming up with something from scratch.
And then if Dan doesn't fucking leave again,
Jesus Christ, Dan.
fucking Dan, come on.
Has touring come up as maybe a possibility for you guys in the future?
I think if we do, it'd be a pretty small tour. I don't know if we could accommodate like a really long tour. I don't know, probably
Maybe
like
a string of weekends.
A couple weekend
Yeah,
tours
it-
or like a
Weekend
long
warrior.
weekend tour.
unless we can all manage to schedule like vacation time from work around the same time, maybe get like a week and a half in or something like that. But other than that, it's mostly just for fun.
Now,
Funsies.
Ross, when you do vocals on the recording, you throw like the delay and the reverb in there for funsies. Do you do that also when you guys are like jamming? You have like effects that you're not putting just from the computer, but like running through pedals, or how do you do that?
Yeah, so I bought, we kind of been slowly building up an in-ear monitoring rig and putting on some effects that way. So we have a compressor and a Behringer effect, vocal processor, so it's got the reverb, the delays, things like that. So that's all. We are playing with that on the front end.
For vocals.
For
when you
vocals
guys are
specifically,
jamming.
yeah.
When Dan shows up.
When Dan shows up.
Come on, Dan.
Which is most of the time, just not.
Not all the time.
like 80. We're at like an 85%er over here.
Hey, at least our bass player is always there now.
Yeah, bass players. We have been playing with backing tracks for that kind of stuff. We got a click track going now, so we
You have the backing bass track.
backing
yeah,
bass
so
track.
our bass player is always right on time. He's
Nice.
perfect. He
you
never
go.
misses a note.
He's actually better than us sometimes now.
Yeah, he's really damn good.
Even I have to like reference him to stay on time
You
sometimes.
guys follow the bassist.
What?
Give me that look. I will arm wrestle you, Morgan.
Not interested in that.
I break your arm right off.
Thanks, with your broken finger.
Doesn't
Perfect.
matter.
Let's do your Hey, Look What I Found.
Yeah?
Yeah.
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 All right.
Are you
Let's-
ready?
No.
Now it's time for
Hey man, look what I found!
Only on the Metal Experience.
Woo! All right. We have This Week and Every Week, which is always brought to you by our friends at Imprint Recordings. Your music, your imprint. Visit imprintrecordings.com for more information for all your recording needs. We have a band from Australia. They're from Gippsland and Melbourne, Australia. Aye. The band Mirrors, and we have the track Damien, which they also have a music video for on the band's YouTube page. Let's fucking do it.
I walk these empty steps that lead to nowhere. Once I survive, till my skin blood is what will ends. They sever me
Keep looking. Keep looking, Damien.
This is Gup.
This is Trent.
This is Tim.
And we're Heavy!
And you are listening to the Metal Experience radio show, Super Show Extravaganza, live on what the fuck network? Ah, fuck. Can you edit that?
Yeah. That was, again, brought to you by our friends at Imprint Recordings. Your music, your imprint. Visit imprintrecordings.com for more information for all your recording needs. That segment was brought to you by them. That was the band Mirrors, and they were from Australia. And that was the track Damien. And also, you can check out Cole's review for the band's latest EP, Cold Sanctuary, on our website under Reviews from the Crypt. So, themetalexperience.com, Reviews from the Crypt, and you'll see Cole's on Mirrors. Fuck yeah. But fuck yeah. I'm Luco Blaze with Morgan Danielle. We are rocking out in the back of Fitz's Spare Keys. We're still rocking out with Becoming the Lion. And when I mentioned music video, I totally forgot. You guys, when we were playing one of the songs, had said, oh, yeah, we made a music video for that one song. And then we never talked about it when we came back in.
Way to go.
Way to go. Come on, Dan.
I dropped the ball. I'm sorry, guys.
Well, let's do a quick rewind. What was the track that you guys did the music video for? It was the first track we played.
Yep, the first track off the EP, Rally at the Battlefront, was the track. I guess you'd call it the single. So that's the one we did the video for.
And give me the background, the shooting, the whole process. It was done in Dennis's basement.
Yep, at the time.
Yeah, although that actually wasn't even the original location.
Yeah, we went to we tried to do it at the basement of an apartment that had some cool, just wide open, a lot of pipes, a lot of shadowing. Would have been a really cool place to do it, but as we started playing and started getting some complaints, so we had to switch the location.
Yeah,
we
it
played
planned out properly, and
yeah, we played it for like 2 minutes, and then someone came down, a resident, and was like, "You guys got to stop," and we were like, "Okay," and then we just loaded everything up.
Were you guys actually playing though?
Well, we had to. The drums had to be played.
Okay.
So the drums were loud enough to be obnoxious.
Yeah, and that was during the day.
Yeah, it was during the day.
Like, fucking go outside, asshole.
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
It's like a nice Sunday afternoon, summer day.
We got a good band photo out of it though. That was
yeah.
solid,
those were some pretty solid photo shots at least.
We looked really good that day.
So it was pretty. Dan showed up, so it made the whole.
Chris was there too.
Yeah. And then so we had to move it to Dennis's basement, which he was in the process of tearing it down, so it made good for a nice desolate room.
Is your basement now back up?
Oh no, it's going to be a long ongoing.
He's got
project.
wood on the floors now, though.
Yeah, I got the flooring kind of done, ish.
Just the wood.
Just the wood.
That's perfect because you do the flooring last, so you got it done first. So I mean,
oh, the subfloor. I got the subfloor
Okay.
done. We'll put it that way. And then,
Yeah.
Well, fuck yeah. But there's a storyline going on behind that also. You guys had Jim Goldberg's, Bill Goldberg's brother in there.
Yeah. That was a friend of the photography company, TW Imaging, that did it. And the storyline was basically kind of going through the mood of the song, of starting out with, kind of questioning everything as a whole, and then kind of going through certain, like I said before, the depression, anxiety, that kind of stuff, but kind of questioning, what we've done. You know, is there anything we could have changed? You know, are we too far yet? It's kind of like a preview for what's to come, I guess you could call it. So that's kind of what's trying to be illustrated in the video.
Now, how long did that shoot take? Were you guys there for when they were shooting that, or?
It was just me. That was actually the other part that was shot after the apartment snafu
incident.
Yeah, so we were able to at least get those shots done too, and that was done at that same apartment complex.
Okay. So that was, you're like, all right, we'll pack up and do this a different day. Jim, let's do this.
Yeah, it's your time to shine.
Gym time.
Gym time. It's fucking gym time. So how long did that whole music video shoot take? And was that all done? Was that all done the same day?
His shots were done on one day, and then the band shots were done on a separate day, and that took probably 4 or 5 hours maybe. That was all done in one day.
Now, how was the actor doing the acting? You get everything real quick? Was it like, did you fly through it, or?
Yeah, he's an actor of sorts that does the theater scene in the area. I don't know him personally. It was a friend of, like I said, the photographers, and my wife is an actor and director kind of person, so she helped kind of facilitate that as well.
Yeah.
So they worked together to kind of do that. And that was pretty quick. That was just in and out.
How long did it take to get that whole?
Probably an hour for that whole thing.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Fucking flying through shit.
Yeah.
Why are you popping so much tonight?
Just fucking feeling good, brah. Feeling good. How you feeling?
Drunk?
Perfect. Well.
Great. Good job. Thanks, Luca, for looking out. So like an hour for the shooting was, but how long did it take to edit? Like, when did you get the video back from when you shot it?
The editing process was over a few months. It was kind of done. It was a little bit as a favor because I knew the company, so it was a little done kind of as they had time to do it. So it wasn't as much of a right away we need
done.
Yeah. So, but it was done within the amount of time to get our release that we wanted to do, which was the 29th of December, because that was the official 8-year anniversary of this project's first release, and I just kind of wanted that date. And
So you had the music video done by the time the CD was being released, is what you're saying? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. When did you guys do the music video? And when did you guys finish the actual recording? And when did you guys actually finish the music video?
Wasn't the music video done before the final cut of the recording was?
For the whole album.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit, timelines don't mean as much when you're doing it yourself, because I can just change things.
Timelines don't mean shit, man.
Yeah, so
I thought we had the song done before the video, though.
we had a version of the song done.
A version, yeah.
Yeah, I was still mixing and playing around with stuff. And
But, like,
changing
structurally,
things.
it was-
Yeah, I mean, the whole idea of everything was recorded a few months before. It was just a matter of getting everything mixed down and put together. And so I think I probably sent 7 or 8 different versions to him. Like, no, use this one. No, use this one. No, use this one.
All right, fucking do it. You settle on one.
So that might have also helped not helped the timeline. But we made it, so it was fine.
So then, as you guys were recording the Ghost of a Fallen Soldier CD, when did you guys start recording it? When was it actually officially finished recording?
I had all the instrumentals. We had all the instrumentals recorded probably a year before it was released.
Yeah, and then I think Ross spent the most time doing the vocals for Rally.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was more so just I guess a starting point for your vocals, and then from there you kind of just started to find your voice and had a bit of a better flow for what you wanted to do with the rest of the songs.
Yeah.
A lot of Dropbox sending oh, here's another version. What do you think of this one? No, man, I still like the other version better.
Yeah.
Stick with that.
I had to do the typical song V1 and then final song V1 and then final rough mix V1 and then final rough
So
through all of that.
You did all the mixing also?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, did you guys help out with any of the mixing? You're just we trust you.
I mean, we gave our input, and then I was just nah, man, do it a little bit more Deftonesy, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah, if we had some input, he would try and incorporate it, and then send another version. Oh, what do you think about this? And then we would listen to it and then feedback and then
Yeah,
just
we're
that in a circle.
It's nice that we're all pretty open with each other's constructive criticism. There's no
Or just straight up criticism.
Yeah, yeah, Dan, fucking show up to practice.
Well, we have some right now, just instrumental tracks of the upcoming EPs that you're going to release.
Going to re-record and re-release.
Yes.
Yeah.
So these are already still kind of out there for people to hear, and then you're going to do an update to that.
Yep, I'll re-record them all from scratch, put redo the drums, and then add vocals. So everything will be redone.
Kind of be like, when was this actually released? What are we playing next, Morgan?
So off Atoma.
Atoma was 2012.
Okay, so that's a pretty large gap from 2012 to what you recorded and just released this past December. So we'll kind of see, how you've progressed.
Yeah, it'll definitely sound a little different. Yeah.
Okay. Well, fuck yeah.
So what's the track that you want to play off Atoma?
It is going to be labeled as Song 2, but it is going to be called Emergence.
Yeah, this would be the second song I think that we actually all played together since being a band.
Dawn.
Nice.
Oh, Dawn Emergence. Right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
These are the ones that we have the physical copies
Yeah.
of.
And this one, the artwork was actually painted by a friend of mine, Arthur Ziedrich.
Fuck. Dan, pass it
From,
down. Let me see that shit.
From
the
Siloam.
the drummer of Siloam.
Also a
Nice.
sick band.
Just removing faces, brah.
Yeah.
Noise.
All right, here we go.
Hey, I'm Jason.
Yo, I'm Colin.
And I'm John.
We're Absalom.
And welcome to Jackass
on the Metal Experience.
I'm a dude, and I'm inviting you to join me on a podcast about brews.
Does that include stouts?
Yes, of course it includes stouts. Like I was saying, join us every Saturday on the journey into.
Wait a minute. Do you guys do anything about like IPAs?
Yes,
Stuff like that?
yes, we do IPAs.
Okay.
Yes. Anyway, join us on the Journey into Comics Network for Brews with Dudes.
Whoa, hey, have you guys ever? Do you care if I bring some Zima on?
Yes, I care if you bring Zima. Zima doesn't count. Zima's Dr. Dongo. Anyway, join us every Saturday for a podcast that delves into the craft brew world.
All right, that was Dawn Emergence by Becoming the Lion off of the 2012 release originally of Atoma, but that's going to be re-released hopefully next year sometime. And that was, well, originally an instrumental. You're wanting to put vocals to that now. So do you have a concept of what that song is going to be about now, or?
Nothing concrete with the songs themselves. I have a concept for all the EPs kind of in my head that ties all the songs together. Like this one is, kind of a machine-based. It's some kind of machine coming, being built, coming to terms with itself and deciding its own fate kind of thing, and tie that back to some kind of something that I can relate to or that we can relate to with
Now,
that same structure.
When you re-record these, essentially, are you going to rename them, or is it just going to be like 2.0?
It'll be the same names. It'll probably drop tuning, maybe.
Same album? Same album name?
Same album name, just a reissue or re-release.
Yeah, I haven't figured out the cover yet, though, because I know for the first one was a different
artwork and everything
shade.
also.
It was just a filter. I just photoshopped the original one, and I plan on doing that. Kind of, I want to keep the original artwork, but just kind of redo it just a little bit to kind of
show the difference.
Yeah.
Are you going to call it Atoma 2.0?
Maybe. It could.
Atuma.
It's
Electric Boogaloo.
It's not the Tuma.
It's not a Tuma.
Or you could just draw nipples on this guy, and it's like, there.
I
you
mean,
know
that
difference
was
is-
The nipple edition?
This is the nipple edition.
One of the ideas was adding a dick to it.
It would be the uncut version.
A fucking monster horse cock that's like on the floor,
Yeah.
like.
Just
Jesus
change the
Christ.
foot to a dick.
Guy's got a fucking 6-foot cock.
You got to take it there.
I always take it there, Morgan. Talking about dicks? Are you talking about 6-foot horse cocks? I'm in. Let's do this. Party.
Has the same artist done all your other artwork, or do you have various designers for your stuff?
The first two EPs were photographers that I found. The first, Ghost of Fallen Soldier, was an uncle of one of my close friends. Had taken that picture. The second EP had a photo that I found that was a friend of a friend, and used that. But this one and the other one that we'll have something played for were both painted by the same person, which was Arthur Ziedrich from Siom.
And who did your logo of the lion for the band?
The logo was
Justin.
Justin
Press.
Yes, I don't remember what.
Justin Sassafras?
Sassafras Roots. I think his website used to be HF-HE, half empty, half full, something like that. But he does really good work there. So that was who did the
Now, with the artwork, did you kind of like tell him what you were looking for, or how did you guys, or how did you, portray what you were kinda looking
basically,
for?
I recorded all the songs, kind of named them, laid out somewhat of a loose story, and sent it to Arthur and said, "This is kind of what I'm going for," and he comes up with what he comes up with.
This looks very like ancient Greek type of something or other. Fucking
he's building.
Brutus over here. And then this robot ripping his fucking face
That's
off.
it's actually putting the face on.
It's putting it on.
It's building the
the
robot
final-
at the end.
final
where
ripping
it's-
it off, putting it on. All right.
That's we're built, not born is the first thing. So the first song. So
that makes more sense.
Yeah, something like that.
That makes way more sense.
Now, what about your influences for these songs? Were you kind of more on a concept when you were writing these instrumentally, or when you're writing lyrics now, are you kind of keeping them all in a storyline, or is it just different things that are coming to mind?
I would like to keep it kind of as a storyline. I like the idea of concept albums having some kind of flow. And like I said, there's a loose story with being built and coming to terms with what you've been built to and what you want to do, and the clash that kind of comes with that. So something along the lines of that is what I want it to be, but what the actual thing comes out to be is going to be determined in time.
Are you the only one writing lyrics, or are Dennis and Dan helping you from time to time with input?
Input.
Yeah,
Input's
moving
there.
forward, it's going to be more of a team effort. Is the first one that we have so far was everything was done kind of in parallel, putting the band back together, getting Dan on board, kind of getting things together, and putting the EP out was kind of done all at the same time. And then moving forward, it's going to be more of a team,
Big
band.
group effort.
Big group effort. We'll have
big old gang bang.
We'll have
Yeah.
spa days and nail days and
Yeah, man.
all those special.
That's how we get
things.
the influence.
Yeah.
And you projected to release one every year?
I want to do about one a year.
I mean, shit, if we can even do like 2 in 1 year, just
Let's
knock
not get
them
ahead
out
of
sooner.
ourselves, Dennis.
I'm just saying.
Dan might not show up to all of those.
As long as
He'll do his best. He told me.
He doesn't have to be there to record. So.
I can learn quickly.
Yeah, one a year would be a safe estimate, and then just seeing what happens from there.
So if the previous one was just put out in December, are we planning on like a December release every year?
It doesn't have to be December. It doesn't have to be a full year. But
What's your
with
ETA for the next one?
Probably, I don't want to put a month on it, but by the end of the year at some point, we'll have
December.
December 29th,
exactly.
of 2019.
As soon as the clock strikes midnight.
Yeah, it'll be
There it is.
Every New Year's is just going to be an album release.
We'll have by the end of the year, I want to have our second EP, and then that's a short 5-song one, and then this one is going to be our third one that we're going to spend a lot of time doing, redoing and making sure everything's right, and then hopefully that can be by the end of the next year.
So the other one that you brought tonight that you're also working on is Division.
Yep.
What track do you want to play from Division tonight?
Let's do the first one, Division of Body and Mind, I think it's called.
Awesome. Well, here we go. Here is a track off of Division.
Hey yo, it's Troy Adams from the podcast Wrestling Society. Every single Wrestling Wednesday, we bring you brand new episodes where we review the best and worst of professional wrestling eras of the past, as well as the biggest current events in professional wrestling and mixed martial arts. Search for us on YouTube, where we have hilarious WWE Network watch-alongs, reviews of terrible shows, and other great content. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PodRes Society, and we're available on all podcast platforms. Come join the Society.
Yo, what's up, everybody? You got Diggs McNasty,
Timmy D, Corey Carmander Davidson,
and Jared Ercoli from Fools Brew, and we fucking love metal. So listen in to the metal experience, because there's some cool motherfuckers, goddammit. Ho ho!
All right, we are back once again with the Metal Experience. I am Morgan Danielle with Luco Blaze. We are here still with Becoming the Lion. That was a track off of Division, which will be re-recorded with lyrics eventually, and that was Division of Body and Mind. I like it. I like it a lot. And I'm excited to hear what you guys release with lyrics, so it brings a whole different dynamic to the music that you've already created. It's anticipating new music, but also going on what you've already put out. Luco was trying to touch on this when we were on a break, but he was asking you what you were involved with before of becoming the Lion. So what other bands had you played in previous to this?
Do you want like a whole list of bands or
Every
just
single
like,
one?
Oh man,
Extreme details.
So my first band was in high school.
When I was a wee little lad.
Yes. We were called Dark End of Defiance, abbreviated DED, which is funny now because now there's another band that's abbreviated DED that I think I saw on another festival or something like that.
That could have been you.
That band was. Was in another band after that called Misery Reborn with some of the same guys, and then Bury the Lie, and then I drummed for a band called Embrace the Day that was based out in Morris.
No,
Illinois.
it's been drums the whole time, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I haven't played any other. I mean, I kind of touch bass on like guitar here and there, but I had never played in any other band with doing any other instrument. And then I met iGoliath through a MySpace ad looking for a drummer.
MySpace.
Yeah.
Nice.
MySpace was the tits back then, man.
Yeah,
God
yeah, it
damn.
was.
But yeah, that band, we were playing at least a show once a month, trying out singers like twice a month before like shit fell apart on that. And then I moved up to Wisconsin and found Ross. Ross posted song track 2 and 5 off of the Atoma album. I was like, holy shit, this is pretty similar to what I was playing in iGoliath. Like, I gotta hit this guy up because there's nobody else that's writing music like this, especially in this area. And then we jammed. He liked my drumming and a little more. And
what does that mean?
So yeah, and here I am, sticking with it.
Heyo.
Yeah, so I was in a band in high school called Seen Without Eyes. So it was pretty brutal.
How is scene spelled?
Yeah. It should have been spelled with a C, but it was not. And we were terrible. But it was a lot of fun. It was fun. And, you get some experience, some metal experience. And then we tried to get some other stuff off the ground. It never really happened. Kind of morphed into my own project called Gradient. Gradient Sound Bandcamp I had like one release. Is basically me. I wrote everything, and then I had a vocalist who kind of helped me through it, and he did all the vocals. Mostly, I did some of them, and it's kind of like a Misery Signals type thing. I don't know. And then I played in Becoming the Lion. We kind of did some shows like together as Gradient and Becoming the Lion. Becoming the Gradient is what it was. So it was the same lineup. Just we had a vocalist.
Do that for the Thera show?
Yeah, that
I
was
think
that
we
was
did.
a part of the Thera show.
Yeah, that was one of them where we tied in both bands. So
Yeah.
it's kind of funny seeing people's faces where they're like, "Wait, are they done playing? They're not taking their stuff down. The next band isn't putting their stuff up. Like, what are they doing?"
And then we start going.
And then we go back up on stage to play the next band's music.
Yeah. And
Thank
then-
you. Good night. We'll see you in 45
It's the
seconds.
same fucking guys.
Whoa. And then I played briefly in a band called Widower, which is like a hardcore band from Lake County. And then
Which we know who they were. Widower?
they kind of did some weekend tour stuff. They
Yeah.
kind of got pretty big. James Spanarak or something. I can't remember his last name.
I know who you're talking about. I saw that name around for quite a bit, and then they just kind of disappeared. So
They were like they played a lot with the Elysian Fields, who got
Yes.
pretty big.
Yes.
And then so I played shows with Elysian Field in Widower. And then that didn't last very long though, but it was fun. And then I played with a band called Libria, who is like a space rock kind of band.
Space rock.
Yeah, it's really cool. I was actually a huge fan of the band, and I was like, they were looking for a third guitarist, and I was like,
They were looking
yes.
for a 7th guitarist, and I was that man.
Yeah.
It's like Whitechapel.
So that band's really cool. I think they're still kind of going at it, but
They're like, listen, bro, we don't need 47 guitarists.
it was crazy. But yeah.
You play shows with those guys?
Yeah.
3 guitarists?
3 guitars. Yeah, I think
3 guitarists and a bassist?
we had enough. I think my guitar teacher made a joke that we had enough gear to fill a guitar center on stage,
Nice.
basically. So a bassist and 3 guitars.
Don't worry,
And then-
Dan,
and
you're
a drummer.
heard now.
And a vocalist? How many total guys
One
were
of
in that
the
band?
one of the guitarists was the vocalist. So
3,
there
4.
was
So it was a 5-piece.
5-piece. Everyone was playing an instrument.
Jesus.
And some people pulling.
So
double
he wasn't
duties
really
vocals.
needed much at those practices, so it was okay for him.
Dan,
to
if
ditch
you don't
stuff.
show up to these,
It just became a habit.
Yeah.
Ross?
So then for me, I played in a high school band. It was called The Complete. It was guitar, bass, drums, all instrumental because none of us could sing at the time.
Little did they know you had the voice of an angel just waiting.
Oh, geez, you're just so kind.
If he sends you a friend invite on Facebook later, don't accept it.
It's gonna be
I'm
followed
afraid
by
as to where
fucking
this
dick
may
pics.
go.
It's gonna go straight to the DMs.
My favorite. And that band.
Sorry, I'm so weird.
That band we played some shows in. That was my best experience with bad shows, with things going wrong, and from
It wasn't this one.
No, it was from like strings breaking just like on the first note of songs to gear not working at all to you name it. But we did actually have the best time from that is we had a singer, Sean Toms, from for doing guest vocals. It was we covered a nursery rhyme, or not nursery rhyme, just a children's song. It's called Teddy Bear's Picnic.
Morgan, are you familiar with that?
It's one of those really creepy, classically kind of 50s tune.
Super obscure.
Super obscure.
Morgan, find that, send it to me.
But my buddy Grant knew it, and he wanted to do it.
Why am I not surprised?
So we did it, and it turned out it was a really fun, really cool instrumental. And then we just had our buddy Sean Tom just scream all the lyrics to it, do pig squeals and all that. That was pretty awesome. But then after that, after high school, when we all went to college, that's when this band started. And after this, or at the same time, once my buddy Grant came back, we started an acoustic project called Those of Willow, where he plays classical guitar, I play acoustic guitar, and we kind of do some instrumental stuff, some stuff with vocals.
You're not doing that anymore. That was just kind of.
We're doing that on the side. We're both fairly busy, so that's just kind of a studio project, not a live thing.
Cool beans, cool beans. You can find all that stuff on the YouTubes. You can probably find all the old stuff on the YouTubes for all this stuff, right? Bandcamp,
Bandcamp,
YouTube for iGoliath, SoundCloud. If MySpace still has it on there, you'll find it there.
Yeah, is MySpace still going?
No, I don't.
No?
I
don't know.
I don't want to log in and find out.
Check it out on Zanga.
Download it on-
Holy shit!
I might have some.
Zanga with an X.
I might have some links on LiveJournal.
Jeez,
Download that on
super
LimeWire.
weird. Way back when, huh? Jesus.
Might even still have iGoliath stuff on Reverb Nation. I think we had some on there. But no, for the most part, Becoming the Lion, Gradient, and Those of Willow is all findable on Bandcamp for sure.
Nice. Well, before we wrap up and play the last track off of the EP that you guys released in December for Ghosts of a Fallen Soldier, there's just a few announcements going on between this week and next week's show that we just want to run through and make sure we touch on.
Is there, Morgan? Is there a few?
I mean, I guess, yes.
Or is
there's
there
a
like
few.
47 pages?
47 pages. You're right. You got me. Perfect.
37.
I'm talking through all of it.
So this past weekend, we saw a few people we know and went to the Nails Misery Index show at the Metro.
Oh,
that
forgot
was
about that.
fucking awesome.
Fuck.
Great time.
That was like 2
Great
days
time.
ago.
That
How
was
did I forget
like
about that?
4 days ago, but good job.
What day is it?
Really liked it. It was Saturday. It was a lot of fun. Yay! I took some videos. We went live for the 3 bands that we saw, and then there's some pictures up on our Instagram, so go check those out. Our friends in Varaha actually just released a mead with Birmingham Brewery off the East Coast.
Did we pick that up yet?
I'm supposed to get it from Fabio. Hold up. But you
Fucking
can actually
A-right,
buy it
Peter
on their
Man.
website, the Varaha Mead, and they do have a bundle deal where you could get the CD with the mead.
Fucking A-right.
So that's pretty fucking awesome. But
You have the CD?
we don't have a physical copy yet.
Get the bundle.
We'll talk later. So, with that being said, Varaha is playing Day of Doom at the brewery. Wait for it. I gotta figure this out. They are playing with Sacred Monster, Blood of the Wolf, Rosaries, Cold Black River, Boatman's Toll at Metal Monkey Brewing, and that's going to be July 20th. So make sure you mark your calendar for Varaha show. Yay!
Morgan, real quick.
Yes.
Hear Ross's screen on this fucking phone. The fucking thing is like missing
Wow.
chunks.
How do you see out of that?
Not very well.
Maybe you should just get a new screen protector.
Wait,
I
is
mean,
that-
this is just packing tape. This isn't a screen protector.
Oh, that's- oh, I
This is
thought that was-
this is to keep it together.
I thought.
Jesus,
oh, if you
guy.
took that screen protector off, the
There-
whole thing would fucking fall apart.
Chunks might come out.
Jesus.
Yeah, he made a joke earlier where he's gambling which is going to die out first between his phone and his car.
You need a new phone, sir. But anyway, El Famous.
I saw them like, holy fuck, man. This thing is jacked the fuck up. What made you decide to put packing tape on it and not a screen protector?
Well, packing tape is free.
Well, I mean, technically it's not. You have to buy
Amazon has some
packing
pretty
tape.
cheap screen protectors.
You guys,
I mean,
you
it
could
was
buy-
already broken.
You could buy a screen protector for like $3, dude.
Yeah, but it was already broken. What's the screen protector gonna
Wait,
do?
why did you buy a pre-broken phone? You got 8 broken ones in back on discount?
You're asking a lot of questions, Luco. You just need to stop talking.
This thing looks jacked the fuck up, dude.
All right.
It looks like they're like when I first saw it, I thought that whole chunk was missing. I thought this whole chunk was missing. I'm like, oh my god.
Anyway, back to these
Rock and roll,
announcements.
dude.
Like we mentioned earlier in the show, our friends in Lost in Blue have decided that they're going to record a new album. It's their first album since 2013.
Damn.
So they said that they're going to be okay. So hold on. In
I'm
retrospective of collection of songs, old and new, that is sure to fill that void of instrumental metal that has been missing. Visit Bandcamp and download 12 tracks off of Retrospective for free in anticipation for the brand new album. Yay! So go see
New CD
Lost in
coming
Blue.
out. Fucking
New
A-right.
CD. Awesome. Also want to make an announcement that our friends in Everything Must Die is playing a show this coming weekend on the 15th at Livewire Lounge with Subtype Zero and more. So make sure you go head out and see them.
A band called More or More Bands?
More bands. More bands are playing. Also, our friends at Beneath the Hollow and Ornaco are playing this coming weekend at the Looney Bin on the 14th, and it's going to have an appearance by Don Jameson of VH1's That Metal Show. What? And they're playing with Ditchwater and Sickening Sadness.
Wait, what's he going to do? He's just showing up?
I don't know.
I want to become
don't.
that status where it's like,
Uh-huh.
listen, guys, I'm going to be at your show. You should probably announce it.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
I'm not.
Or is he
I'm
like
not.
the host of it
Why?
or something?
Why?
I'm just wondering,
I don't
like,
know
how do you
these
get to that
things.
status?
I don't
How do
know.
I get to that status, Morgan?
I don't know. Maybe I'll contact him and ask him to show up
Ask
at
him
your
for
show.
me.
Perfect.
I'll buy him a beer.
Our friends in All Famous are releasing their third album. Officially, the date is October 5th. That is a Saturday. And it's 100% going to be a free show for when they release it. And the venues to be determined, with rad bands to be determined, and a single coming sooner than later.
Rad bands,
So October 5th, make sure you mark your calendars for our friends in All Famous releasing a brand new album.
I'm going to do that from now on. You guys should do it too. Like,
Awesome.
listen, guys, we got a fucking rad fucking show coming up.
Cool.
Who knows who's playing, but when we do play it, it's going to be fucking rad.
So our friends in
gonna start doing
Tenebraism don't
that.
play a lot of shows. They're going to be playing live or
gonna be
lounge
rad?
this coming Monday with Something Is Waiting and Chrome Waves and Tombs.
Tenebraism?
Tenebraism.
Oh, they're cool. Their drummer was in Libria.
Yeah.
Or still is. Brandon.
See? You know them.
Fuck yeah.
And
They're
this
sick.
coming...
They play some rad music, bro.
They do play some rad
It's pretty brutal. It's really good.
So up in Rockford, we have a few friends playing the 2-day festival at Cronies for helping them build a new stage. Saturday, July 15th and the 16th. So bring your father, because it's Father's Day on Sunday. So all proceeds are going to go to Cronies and help them build a new stage. So just a few bands playing if you want to, if your mom's your dad. Saturday, June 15th.
What if my mom's my mom?
Our friends in Living Inside Entropy, Chaos Ordinance, Orinaco, Reckless Redemption. They're all playing with a few other bands like Bare Knuckle Bullseye and Psychobilly Death Clowns. And then on that Sunday, we have Pushover and a few other bands like Blind the Sun and Don't Get Compy? I don't know what
How do you
that
spell
is.
it? Spell it.
Compy. That's Compy.
Compy?
Compy?
C-O-M-P-Y?
I guess.
Compy.
And then Silence in the Wake. So they're all playing with a bunch of other bands for the Cronies Build a New Stage. Yay! And
I'll
then
be there with my grandma. She'll
our
be in
friends-
the fucking pit.
Awesome. Our friends in Fierce Atmospheres are headed to the East Coast on August 10th for a show in Maine. So make sure if you're on the East Coast, watch out for Fierce Atmospheres. And then on Friday, our friends in Venta Atmospheres are playing with Powerman 5000 in Hobart, Indiana. So if you want to make the trip out to Hobart, they still have tickets available. Make sure you grab tickets from Venta Atmosphere. I found this kind of funny, but there was this chick that went viral for posting an album of how many people wear camo pants to a Slayer show. And she's got over 35 pictures of just random people wearing camo pants, more that she's added. But you can follow her on Instagram at fucking savage. And make
she
sure
might be
you
able to count more out of
check.
5-finger death punch.
Yeah, probably.
That's true.
So we've been working on getting all of our stuff. We've had the setback of having a server space for us to be able to get
We've
onto
been working on getting more camel pants here at the Metal Experience.
to getting up on other
donate a few.
platforms such as Spotify and iTunes and YouTube. And as much as I rip on Greg for driving me nuts and costing me losing my hair and all that fun stuff that comes with knowing Greg, he has finally gotten us up onto Spotify and to Google Play. And we're working on iTunes, soon to be Apple Music. But right now you can follow our Podbean website. We posted the link earlier today we'll post it again on our Facebook. So Podbean is right now where all of our 2019 episodes are hosted to be able to go out. We've been approved on Spotify and Google Play. That should be going live soon. Waiting on Apple to get back to us for that, but hoping to be up on other sites soon with the rest of our 8 years worth of shows. So please be patient. It's been a work in progress. It's been a painful process.
I have felt no pain.
Well, then you don't know what's been going on. Yeah, so follow us on Podbean. Make sure you follow us and share our page and get more people to listen that way. You can also download from that site all of the MP3 files of each of our shows. 2018 should be up soon, but we've gotten all of this year's shows up on there so far. And then next week on our show, it will be Luco's birthday show for that week.
What day is that on?
Well, it's the 18th. Your birthday's on the 23rd.
It's not my birthday, Morgan.
Witchhammer is going to be coming out for their first time. Luco played a show with them
Those
back
guys are
last
cool.
August in his
Cool
old
dudes.
band. And then we do have 2 sponsor events coming up in July. We're going to be setting up tables, passing out all of our stuff that we've collected from numerous bands that have been on the past few years. It's been almost a year since we set up our last table, so at all the events that we have
means
coming
we have
up.
a ton of
my
stuff.
God. When Derek moved out, he gave me a whole fucking bag of shirts.
Oh, we got
And
metal
we have
shirts,
so many
stickers,
shirts.
CDs, dildos,
No
panties,
dildos. Scratch that. Nope. Stickers, pins.
dildos.
Nope. Where are those dildos
panties,
coming from?
Shirts, dildos.
No.
We've got so many dildos.
Did you go out and get dildos?
Now it sounds like Amazon.
Oh my God. Well,
if you liked this T-shirt, you'll also like dildos.
well, anyway, minus dildos, we have a ton of metal stuff available to come pick up at our table for free. The first show we're doing is July 19th here at our very own Fitz's Bear Keys headquarters. That's going to be Extraction Point's album release show featuring our friends in the Blink Standard, Atlanta's Burning, and Luco's band Architects of Ruin, who will also be stealing that as their CD release show for Funeral Empire.
We didn't tell them, but we're going to tell them
Yes.
that day.
And then the
it's our
second
secret
event
show.
is July 27th at the Wire in
We know, so
Berwyn.
it's all right.
That will be the Fields Fest featuring bands such as Capital Vices, Arabella, When We Was Kids, and
When
more.
we was kids.
Yeah, and
Now yous
Guardrail, and that is going to be with a couple other vendors set it up as well. So, and then there's another show coming up in November. Details to be announced soon. That hasn't been released, but we'll have 3 different upcoming events where you can hopefully get rid of all of our storage that we've kept up on.
Not get rid of, but pass out
Yes.
metal to the
Yes.
masses.
Yes, help us get rid of what we've got. So next
All
week,
free.
Yes,
Hand
all
that out.
free.
You want some metal? We got some metal for you.
Come out. That's all I got. Yay.
Keyword come.
What? No. So we've got one last track off of the EP that you guys brought. So far, where can everybody find everything that is becoming the Lion? And do you have any merch available for people to grab? And if so, where can people get that?
There's no physical merch yet. The best place to find everything is Bandcamp.
You just have CDs.
Yeah, those are. I mean, you got to come to shows. You got to really like you got to really like us to come get that.
I really like it.
The
How much are your CDs?
The physical copies are like $3 or something like that.
I got $3 for you.
All the instrumental tracks you can download for free at Bandcamp though. Bandcamp.com/becoming-a-lion.
I want the physical copy. I want to listen to it in the shower.
I'll give you a physical copy.
That's what Luco tells me all the time.
I got a fucking 3 for right here.
$3 bill.
There's a $3 bill. $3 transaction right there. I just bought the
thank
CD.
you.
This is mine now.
Well, thank you.
Don't look at me.
And then the newest EP you can download on the Bandcamp as well. It's the easiest place to find it, probably. There we go. iTunes has the latest EP. Spotify, all those places have the latest EP as well.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
And so far, you had said no shows coming up yet, but are you interested in playing any shows by the end of the year, or just focusing on recording?
Yeah, I think right now it's we're mostly going to be using the time to like really buckle down and record and rewrite what we're doing. just to kind of like get this out of the way so we can get more material for more shows later on down the line.
Absolutely. And the last track tonight off of Ghost of a Fallen Soldier, what is that track called and what is it about?
Real quick before we do that.
Of course.
Have you guys done live shows with vocals, or are you just doing live shows still all instrumental?
No, we've done it with vocals now. So it's me and Dan doing do vocal harmonies and guitars and all that stuff. So it's
Fuck yeah.
the full show.
Yeah. So
Sorry.
No.
That's fine.
The last track is called Fading Fast. It's kind of a melancholy song about kind of calling out to be forgiven or to be saved or to be kind of take back what's all been done, and then it kind of leaves ambiguously without really any closure on purpose. So.
Nice. Well, thank you guys so much for driving out all the way from Wisconsin. Now your Grays Lake was misleading.
Fuck,
We started in Grays Lake, moved to Racine, but we're all over the border. So
Should have him bring us some spotted cow.
Nico, you're getting that at the end of the week.
You can never have enough.
he's right.
Jesus. All right. Well, here's the
damn.
last track from Becoming the Lion off of December's release of Ghost of a Fallen Soldier. Make sure you go download your digital copy now. And here's Fading Fast. Good night, and we'll see you next week with Witch Hammer. Woo!